Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters game. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm really struggling to cast these games. And it's not because the games are bad. It's not because I don't enjoy casting them. It's because I'm totally addicted to EVE Online at the moment. I've just got my battlecruiser up and it's just sucking me away, man. It's quite horrible. It's an awesome game, but at the same time, it's quite horrible. So, yeah, anyway, thank God I got 3 monitors. It's running on another monitor at the moment, just doing some autopilot. But anyway, I've pulled myself away from running missions to cast this game, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. So, there we go. Let's check it out. We've got 2 players here, and up the top right side of the map, it is going to be Life. He is 17 years of age. Comes from South Korea and he plays for the Startail team. Going for the hatch before pool build. Doing everything pretty standard. He's going for the double hatch before pool build. That is not standard at all, but yeah, I don't know. I think he should be okay. Yeah, maybe you've got the cyber core going down. NaNiwa probably going to be thinking of getting a Nexus down off the cyber core. That's usually how they do it. I think they get the cyber core, maybe they get a fast mothership core, but then usually pretty soon after that they go ahead and get the Nexus down, because of course facing off against the Zerg, it's always a good idea to have some nice early macros. So yeah, I think Life should be able to get away with this, and if he goes for something crazy like a 10-minute roach push or something like that, he's going to be able to field a very impressive 10-minute army with the sort of play he's doing right now. He'll have to go bonkers on the workers for a while, but for now, I think he should be fine. And the question is, will this Zealot think to check out the third base location? It looks like the answer is a resounding yes. Moving straight in there, and he's going to be seeing the third base. Not only that, he's going to be seeing the third base actually built. So he instantly knows exactly what's happened, and there we go, queen coming out. So he's got 3 queens coming out. Must have had to save a ton for that. Bunch of lings coming out as well. But he's really pushed out quite far here. The Zealot's going to be taking care of the lings. The more ling reinforcements are coming in. I don't think we've got any gas on the way for Life. He's got 1 gas geyser mining. And whether or not this will be for fast ling speed or whether he'll start to get the tech out. There we go. There's the Roach Warren. So almost certainly going to be a ton of roaches coming out, and with 3 bases into roaches, I can only think this is going to be for some very heavy 10-minute roach pressure, or maybe 12-minute. We've seen 12-minute roach rushes. They're usually against Zerg, but I feel like it could work quite well against a Protoss as well, simply because he'll have the insane amount of macro. But NaNiwa, man, he is not taking this lying down. He's sending out double Zealot mothership core. He's got the pylon down. Looks like he's going to put a lot of pressure. 2 more gateways coming down. So it's either going to be up to 3 gates or 4 gates. I'm not sure which. Looks like it is going to be up to 3 or 4 gates, one or the other. So yes, it's going to be some 3-gate pressure coming on here. And Life, without ling speed, is going to have to rely on a lot of queens. He's not built a spine crawler here. And I mean, if NaNiwa starts to warp in a bunch of stuff here, could be in a lot of trouble, but the roaches are going to come out. And I gotta say, just in time there to get those roaches out, because, man, he was looking like he was in some trouble. It was looking like he was going to lose his third base, but the roaches getting out on the field, I think Life should be quite fine at this moment. And there we go, some force fields. Might be able to scalp off some roaches here. But even so, decides to walk back. He had a bunch of lings here. Not really a threat, although it looks like, was they doing some damage to the sentry? Maybe actually got in there and did some damage. But yeah, I mean, Life has got the early third base. He's managed to hold on to it. He's managed to get a bunch of roaches out. Now, if he can pump out his worker numbers to a truly stupendous number, he is going to be in a good position to finish off the rest of this game. I don't know if he wants to go in and actually make it happen. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, NaNiwa could go for anything right now. He could go for a fast robo, chrono boost out an immortal, and then it wouldn't matter how many roaches Life got out. He would lose. He would lose, and the roach rush would not help him at all. All it would take would be a couple of immortals, and he could send 1,000,000 roaches at him, and it would not help. So he's building out a bunch more roaches, but I really feel like Life should be concentrating on workers at the moment. He's got NaNiwa against the ropes. Now is the time to macro. And yeah, just, I mean, against in a ZvZ, you could potentially actually take stuff out, but the threat of Immortals, the threat of Mass Stalkers is so high that Mass Roach is not really effective against Protoss as a 12-minute rush sort of play. It's just not, because there's so many things that can counter it from the Protoss. So I would say at this point, going out for a ton of roaches, and it looks like Life is going for a ton of roaches. So, sorry, ton of workers. What am I saying? Ton of workers. He should be going for a ton of workers. It's exactly what he's doing. He's currently 8 in the lead. He's going to continue to push that number out. I mean, getting out to 70 plus workers is going to put him in an exceedingly good position in this game, because then he can start to work on some fancy stuff like I don't know what he could work on. Stuff like mutas, maybe muta link, potentially massive amount of roach hydra, get some infestors out there. It looks like he is thinking about infestors or swarm hosts, one or the other. Roaches coming out, managed to snipe a couple of stalkers here, at least one stalker, and the main army just going to be falling back. They see that roaches are still a pretty decent, pretty fair amount of stuff on the field. So he's got a railway facility coming down, maybe some Immortals, almost certainly some Observers anyway. And here we go, the roaches coming out. They can perhaps break down these rocks. They're looking to go around. That's not a good idea. That's way too close.